ase de bibi esi okrom ha ohwe nea ememe man ho so kakrakra san komo no na ye babidi ye bidi san komo no na ye nyina yetu ye hofo Ghana ye nyina ye dia mo ma ye ma political party bi ni nipa bia ekwan se omo ense no opposition and gidi se no nko na wa ban mu nso a eno nko na nso opposition na no nkire se fako say eniema say oman no say kuro no na nipa hwere wo mo enkwa Felix Mantey akwaba
yenu amofa
boko de
obade enkwa ade ache
Ernest boko
amofa
wa jamranti enwi bi
you been then say
wa jabi
amofa kan ye bi ni ayemranti say
akwati aboko de
nyame adom akwati aboko no bi say akwati de e be chia ye nwa no ma hwe fi akwati ane ne mpate mu na menka obibia
okay party structures ne ho keka ho ma hwase
party structure ne de obi say ye nsha say ye correct system no na I'm hopeful say and for a to whom there are so many issues I flew from your previous elections, it needs to be resolved.
Okay.
Those are the outstanding issues I want to was saying before Shana where they to but far from it in the Bibia Boko.
Okay. Felix.
Amofa.
Okay, Boko there.
Yeah, Amofa.
You don't answer me no one that.
Yes, last week.
Issues maybe assign a beckham. Public inquiry in any abebe many ade. Mami tio.
Yeah, Amofa me that me share with you for no here for. Na yansamfa ensha wana wo edwira wo kra no wana wo afiri mu no. Ebusua ye show mo den. Me yanente ya say young guy ba kwa etu kan ne nan no. Amotwa. Because of severe damage no too severe. And you know, yen show no na busia den say ukrasa ababa beto no na ye bompa say sa oyini no ebi enye den emmebio na ebi emmebio a na china ye ne ye ya namontu a ibi tu going forward. As I say Omai muno emra ene de echichire na wona ehwe ma banbo eba na obi anya na sumbe nya peace no the core security providers are sane from police, military ne other agencies are eka ho ehwe se amanfo ebedi emna ne police one wo ehwe internal security eso nti one mu na mpempi ye hwe ni mu se obi tu anamon bi se obi make sure ma wona owo oman timemfo ebidi emraso na oman panyin say minister enti abadwoku na wonye hwehwemu
interior minister
interior minister yemu bi de nanka yesusu say yes hwehwemu ni ehia nanka ye suggest parliament but oman panyin say minister ehwehwemu
adentina parliament
near for say be ya manfo adwene enyom kesene ne say police and I say one of interior security internal security share interior minister na say na ono na so ye nkrofo na edi say adwuma no say be obi adwene nye ne kesene ne say
now let's talk about Mpennyufo a omukodi animo no which of course I'm say omubi kura kire wade dana.
Oh yes.
Okay.
Yes. Intino o de ye duru ho no. Ma main farmer no si oba ko no so say na be obi nya adwene bi no. Eno na ma ye suggest say okay ebe ya why not us give it to parliament. Na parliament enye hwem but Mpenny say minister intino so wo hwe nipa minister no so eyi won say omumra emra kwa na ye chairman
me candidate natural.
O share omo credentials.
Justice Kumsin.
Yeah. O share omo credentials ne omo contribution to we can say democracy, we can say governance. Any knowledge base for security some any maybe sana omabe.
Okay.
Na me gidi say with the credibility of my building for themselves over the years, embedded within this investigation, so embedded na umbe yom jumano. I think say Ubi akuma beto ni yem say
now this committee and a parliament purely partisan unim nye menameka and a sa committee osha enka na stella ubigina senka parliament ne hwehwem
amofa nienti a yen yesusu senka parliament. It's not about partisan issue because parliament yo madwuma do political party representations now, but as a body, an institution. You are on your
you say, for politics, be unfraid. Me perceive him penny for me and Sano, so, or share Justice Kumsin, our lecturer, anyone more, and so anyone more can or almost stands a band somewhere to see more. Now the better to send the idea no air command my shall be just a woman
and it doesn't make any difference. Yeah,
okay.
The institution on say nipa they don't care.
It makes a difference.
They don't care what background now would the air ban. Initially no. There has been political connotation in it. If you don't say, microphone, I will say, I will order that. And to say, you have a transit. Waffen, Muffin, you know, the argument boom near Canning was a nose, I didn't try to say, and no, it cleared out no more. So, until the near suggested bipartisan that way. And Kobasana, Koba say, I don't say an interest say, as in trouble for the talk, wow, dear, do time what dear minute. And you know, Mijidi said, Nipami and Sana minister no appointee on knowledge base, and credibility, no, and no, and they push you on. Ama omo tumia yo madwuma sene ye be ye be. But them say yes you know you hear solution.
Yeah.
See anya hwehwemu a how do you solve it? When I prepare when I know I believe say I believe say recommendation will not because there some compensation or something of that sort should go in because our brand here was so fresh now you try now for life there at least more we don't kakra.
I had
drink pa. You bet how much say one bit to me. I didn't pay about how much is one bit to me a year. Now you best say one a walk important one. Say, we be a work credible information.
Yeah,
that is the main thing. We be a eyewitness. We need be found. Just avail yourself. Now, to me to 2 on a year, no paper, send me a bit to me at the conclusion. Because someone to me in Trump office and gather information, no one near. It will be a better friend, and as who names over to me up upon a committee, no, not committee into me, you should move paper now. In your justice, that is all. I'm out for my better me.
That's it. Maybe I'm into Kakra was answer. Said enough Felix, you can't send your phone and call you more when Felix be arguing rather than the committee.
Amufa senka ka se ma she bejafo ne nkohwehwe mu a se baby fufu anka me ne ombe adwe bagana de me ne omonya adwe essence nyina nim the partisan nature of our parliament and esa na yenuanom NDC for how extreme sometimes they can be asemi bae nyina no wo hwe omanam otu ni baby omugina ene omo comment a omo make a it shows their extreme interest in this matter. And it's all kinds of concerted bipartisan approach and as a committee. I'm going to deal with this matter. My interest will overshadow the objective reasoning. I will say.
And again, because it do time when parliament, NDC walked into the parliament chamber or catch on the hand, yes, a party this fanfa.
Yes.
And the water committee, I'm going to be free to control,
yes. Aside that, last year or the last 2 years, incident BC, and also at the committee level, we a committee report in the idea consensus we on decide some of the economy. I would say that we want different all kind. I mean, it's not really going to help until in the end, and now they to in penny for I select your man. We have expert knowledge, and we move the planning general knowledge. So what I say, we have mentioned and social a contribution towards academia. In terms of military and security, onye nipa how to nasia asana justice Kumi ni ndie wo mramuni ade no nso sonko eti wo hwe mpanifo a ya pa omu no mo kotena se now show Munkomodi or Mudini, you could see say, some level of knowledge is being brought on board. For instance, what the OB call because or MP, now only any knowledge on security matters, only any knowledge on how the military functions, and I say how our military for normal operations near the echo about. Obi kwa only any knowledge on this crowd actions names and but anya Ora Vladimir Chidanso. Meaning say or lecture in terms of these areas. He understands the psychology that goes into the thinking of the people. How come Uncle Fonabeti or Mogu Mountains or Aquayesa? A ba emra said the Omo ye Tiamra now says near soldier for ye a famra Pansonia. I'm sure the justice or Tisono has extensive knowledge in this area. If you look at the expert knowledge that they are bringing on board now, what they compare to a select committee of parliament. And definitely, Parliament will fall short. I think there's a lot of difference in that. I would say, appreciate it. These people are being put into the helm of affairs or into this committee.
See Parliament, especially the NDC or more called saying a party in between party or more uncrophone. Now, if you casacasa, SUM and the other by I say, as for mine, and shut down Kaniyama, party nanti as a Montemo home free, the Mokoy and the issue back then they can say and court by partisan committee or parliament, not almost shimwa. Is it possible? Yeah, to also say, ever boy, because and Kevenia and Kabisi Ban and Camrasha because he saw more dear or more year, Bibiano or more year, no independently say, Rashaba Jaffa, the more quank, I'm going to say, Musa, some young cano, ye quite him say, ever boy.
Mufana, make see the walk and across on Sassam Nichi, Michelle interview from the minority side, Nipa Bear, Miensa. No Munyan position consistently were the same. To quote Sam George, the interview our year, or say, our Metro TV, will be or share via Bedima dance here. Or see or no, there any part on it. I think you are Agyapong or so they were interviewed concurrently or somebody else. He or say or no, there any party first. Okay. Because party in a dinner call, it wherever the interest and our party interest will crash with the interest of the state. No,
party first.
Party first. So I think I make us say when you look at the psychology of the NDC and how extremist they've been in the past and now, won't you trust you say, oh, the Omokwa city for such a bipartisan committee. Now they see our parliament in United States. So come you be and come senior BBF you say under the 8th parliament, you know, or grow one when in Beguasi. Because in the 8th parliament, it has come out clear. At first, it was the NPP who were exposed big time. Now, your consideration is say, you per se your choice of speaker, no, or no, non mujitum. But we ended up being exposed to the sense that in the end, the NDC side won the speakership. It's a lesson that I was saying, if you said there's only the Parliament of Ghana, and you belong to that umbrella body. No. Now, so, this was there, be vetting a partisan issue. Party, say, but for the first time in the history of this country, when we say party bidding no, parliament, even the court have held say, when BB cost war parliament, intimi for Nemo Syria and a court near the ebetimi decide also. But NDC as a political party wanted to control parliament and processes of parliament. I didn't see that. I don't know how can say we took this thing for granted. Your fan is oh and yes and can be sir and you divert your attention you could see Niama Biswa and Semfata. But we should have dealt with this matter holistically. Unfortunately, civil society near then so more. One more and come here than tell me was on Mokano Cre, no more taking extreme interest. Now, almost making certain publications and they support this Anyama ways the minority has disappointed us. You ask yourself, what are you saying? Because in the end, civil society will go and I say, Okano say, David, we shouldn't allow this to happen. So Parliament make a decision. Now, out of ideology, and a more ideological differences are Obiani Munyasem. But when the decision of Parliament is making is not based on ideology. And what I say, you are a leftist. And you are leftist in line with your social thinking, you know, or face such a policy will not help. And obviously, or not right. And you are in line with capital thinking, you know, or not face a right. No, we are not departing on ideological front. Wait there. a vetting and approval, which we can all agree. Because at the end of the day, they are laid down procedure. Ghana Mamra, who qualifies to be a minister. And we don't have any departing point. Yes, no, we say, hey, your party interest in tea, and now mama interest in tea, and now more binti interest in tea. No, making sure say, move kiki against. In the end, on say you put it to voting. Most of the time, they were exposed big time. Shower comes in the you see. Obiano Muslim in the end, they voted for her even more than Agyapong Kuma. Any others are now people were expecting say they were going to get higher votes, you know. So, inti nina is about time you know this for Nankasan almost some margin. No moon says, oh, Ramashe Fiona. It's about the collective interest. It's about the bigger umbrella. And you will party in tea. And our party, they were sponsor. Your baby, a party can make an influence in your life. But and then dying now, and I'm going to say my party first. Oh yes, I own boy mine.
Felix, the
way easy winner. Let say yes. That is the ideal say man for the state first. But Ghana na ye one extreme partisanship. In everything. You can say the party no can. And all the parties are at fault. Every party in Ghana has been at fault.
Including PPP.
Including PPP.
Okay.
Without even coming to power, everybody is so much embedded in a party principles than the state principles.
Okay.
That governance principles, that democratic principles say this is about governance, this is about democracy. And you know, say you better try say you better bomb money do one sa and a boy. No, but so long as also say you do one interest say bibiba, we shouldn't give it a try. So no, we are fighting for state first. Until let us demonstrate until we be first bipartisan committee. Near Mamotia say this is about the state, about security issues are about address it and address it. Without any political party interest, I think and secondly, about the credibility and the qualification, academic qualification of the team now. Yes, parliament. There are a number of professionals there. Security-wise, they are knowledgeable. Legally, they are knowledgeable. And you know, say Kase.
Obino Bay and can't send communion power. But partisan no.
And until the fear of being partisan, and maybe you're taking out of parliament. But there is also the fear of people also saying, say, the issue occurred under the auspices of the Interior Ministry. So, how do you investigate yourself?
Now, investigation, are they working for the
Interior Minister appointed? That's the question.
Appointing them, not just someone in the air.
And vice versa.
Whoever can say, Interior Ministry now investigating on
and also we catch us a vice versa.
Critical power, security, and was a fast Vladimir Chidan's own Dominion free. Interior Minister, but
you know that if it is even bipartisan,
they telling us Interior Minister control no say say na own to me wouldn't so to me because will be any
for all you know say adwuma na the man no terms of reference What if near the fan when we catch ourselves terms of reference?
One I cancel the terms of reference. My committee be how no magic. They will tell you say I dare not say in the society in him.
Oh, that will come way.
Aha, and
but whichever way it is, it's a good thing.
Okay.
But the argument never there it will continue. Because but say. You never wow. Now, Omotimi Ejumadin, a diabo my Ghana, because security a tough for my very quick one. A Ashanti region to Omoyo Prempe Assembly Hall, Kumasi. Do you think that was a way Juraha and Asa Kumasi? It's within the same region.
Okay.
And you know, and mind you, information about out just say regional minister have been say on asking for the deployment of the military. So some year or I think say it's in order from Soviet.
Okay,
but I don't know. Is it in camera or whatever they call it?
Manopena lawyer be can say wombe telecast and wombe broadcast yama man for it. I am sure say because I didn't see any open enti enya dia the share.
So for transparency purposes, maybe I would recommend say someone yes
public inquiry there yeah dey no abontin so yeah dey am sure say e bia omo ankasa emfancy o mani mbato because of pick am sure so be can say man pick because at the end of the public will be a hwebi anyway enti abusia for me to dey keto bi mra na fe emfa nkoma aka no ento aso George Parado edi NDC mabunu bi animu omo na me check social media ahwe say demonstration no cause but omo am hu omo no enye nipa ase
hu say
dey no say boys na no mani nyi say girls na no mani demonstration ho I don't know me ba me disa enkomode anu akopekins air appliances ni bi ato anu pa bia me kai o say ade de wo to na nipa no so be chewa ade aka ho ya na eye pa say eno an ye de to ade o wi ase be bia nti flat screen deep freezer air condition washing machine enema bibiri ka ho aye ton oto wi e be ma scratch card o scratch card bia bibi wo so nti bo modern say obekokins e on ma so ya hodo a work and has say so for total filling station one some more tie me no ya ben total filling station and mobile filling station no okwa won sabe kan ama saman so ya ben universal filling station won so kwa sabe kan ni me bebre arofra be bia wo no ya direct to 0200 421-004 0200-421-004 ya na wa Spanish garlic mixture ni bi garlic ya twem nsuo na yeden haban afra eya adwuma te senkonya na ya na wa pebi una se atata ya wafra ya cheko home anka wom sane mani nyina no abusua obema wonom bia ebo opa okọ kan shi drag lane bi ho me am nso ayeton ro bia nso kwa won sabe ka bi no afra 0266 114 0266 114 wo mo epe mobile phone ato iPhone, Samsung, Nokia yes, our TV, your laptops, your tabletop fridges. When you know a Franco Trading Enterprise, ne de aba. Ghana had your phones pay. A dear boy back or pestel phones papa fee a Franco to online. Ye may deliver from our Yesika 0246 422 338 0246 422 338. Eba malaria there. A router, eba typhoid, a router, eba. Sao pesa utrimi unipeduana a router na router drono ye jumatitri we typhoid ne malaria no eboa papa nti so you be a wo malaria o you be a wo typhoid wa kwayare sabe so wo typhoid amesre wa se edure wo so kope a router na entimi mu a nya ya ton ro nyina kwa sabe kan be wo free company no so a omo na obedi nkomo 0244503443 0244503443 wo pa ambulance anajo na ofre na wonya bia ya afre number ya me de ba be mai wo mo ya adwuma 24/7 yo won mo so a enima ya rehwe e wo ambulance nim o mo se men kan tro say ye science so the machines aba e de hwehwe ni paduam edin no ye Greenfield Scientific Herbal Center on mo adwuma eso ani no ngwa adogon last stop Estate Junction e ho na wo mo odu ha obisa obia nipa ko pa e na mo adwuma pa o mo ye nti odu na so pe Greenfield Scientific Herbal Center e be kiro okọ ya hwe di paduam wie yare ni mu a ya tufo yare o mu nso a bibi dro nkwa na ye de ma nti ya no ahye no so 0243 983 906 0243 983 906 yanku yanim Ernest demonstration NDC
amofa demonstration there obia constitutional right until you be nkwan enyeye Ghana mamra ne chese obia timiti ngu montin so atinte su kokọ edicha ban se nani so bibia na yenuanom NDC for demonstration person mo me da police for ase so mama mo kwan se omo demonstration isan se mimi susu ye ne se omo nhye da ni nyina so papa bia nti a omo yesa demonstration obieti no na ebi mo se omo call demonstration because fix the country obieti ebi mo so say marching for injustice. Some say injustice ben here can one say me are not more turning around say insecurity. Because yeah, I mean can say there's no injustice that they are fighting for. Injustice ben. Is it kaka issue in injustice nana? An issue I mean can say see police for gusu or more investigation. I ain't pay no. What justice are you calling for? Because many can say police for my yan in TSA. How much nipa miensa ama ya remandium. Ashanti regional regional minister and the ministry and so at the statement aba I corroborated the story of Sani Pami and Sano and how some of them conducted themselves in the process. It is also open justice being view and I will pay. It is not just a match no more corner any institutions will be. Now, they may treat your party for Adrian Kosiso, and maybe be a cobanity in Yan Wendy's for starting no more kind of security issue. And person Motias and said, to them, security is a campaign tool. Our betty made Gina so ye campaign, I can say Mamma Tonko for Sumama Matua Betty buying. I don't know more the Ginaso, a day a young Munyama on person. As I say, nay, I say me by, oh, no Macobo bidding, because I want TV that. Madame in car say, Ebia you could be a yana saying yet. And I mean, yes, she also say MPP are buying be a bar, or more per se, ye budding cast a year akufo-addo buying pension as I say we see it. Yera, Mamma soon to me cast or no so person, no so not buying so your castle now pension, when they see it. But the truth of the matter is, NDC for your margin said, so security is in same way, no, almost the bay campaign. 18 or my chassis, if you baby or my chassis. Now, me too, me actually, no. I'm of 2008, the same thing on me, you. Because share the major issues on the campaign in 2008 tribalism and insecurity. Ubisa will say, if insecurity is anything to go by, you check the crime rates this year. Then compare the crime rate at Brana Mahama, a president. What is the difference? Is there any big difference? Obi say, and then BBSC bro swana. Even one life matters. But so people saw ya man yourself person compare now who's ampa yakoyechi and I say be boni BSC. You compare the various crime rates, no compare no. But at the moment you compare, there's just a marginal increase. And that marginal increase, it reflects from 2015, 2016, cost kakra, 2017, cost kakra, 2018, cost kakra. It's just a small increase. So better we are in a state of insecurity. Then sooner yejina. They be a then to America, sporadic shootings near their cost war, or betting Kobo Bitua, and then Kobe and Tuqua America memo. Because on Quebec's America, there insecurity, Ajin same busu or but at the end of the day, no, I know the Obian can is how I had them there. The slightest incident in the enemy at the Agyapong. The entire America fell to 2008 incident. They said, yet in Memu, you ever call 2008 election near Kofa, Alaji Samobila issue at the Aba. Near Kofa Yana issue near the Aba Betum, yes, you MPP are buying penny for and a kusa halfway, ye nipa yes, Adiano, Moto Abama, ye dim kunima, ye bar, ye bet chase halfway in idea goon. Bisa won't say, Omu you soon as an election too, no, a VH could see saying. So himself warehouse via nan knockout Vigua, a jato on my share, no. A VH ye received in Ketia 2008 as some America Joe. You received in Ketia na pound folk Gina on say MPP for the ammunitions near the Ababegu sa warehouse because ye ben election. Na ye team upon say ye lose why the basa ebeba. True to their word, no. Even in Mra election in Muye den, or cause war smoke. Eko chia sick kind in continue adedi ko easy. Nini na chino. Omu wini abani wiye na and I say ye declare omu say omu no mo wini abano. Then omu timi on my son Becache and says our warehouse no knockout and I need go on into 9 year 2. That is the report they brought. But they made political capital out of it, won elections and ruled this nation. Come rule your mind and pass and Kenya. But Omunam Sakwan Bonisu my Yakoko baby a boy. Emma breach ye at Ghana mine. Sure, how are ye share my see 8 years? Now, my sons offer the same strategy, at the buy ne. Now, and Kofubi per se, omutimi fully pray, and my son same way say insecurity, insecurity. Meanwhile, we are nowhere near insecurity.
Let us say,
we are nowhere even close to a rich state or failed state, and you are calling the state insecure.
A few messages now. Amos says, good morning, y'all. The question that needs to be tackled at the moment is whether or not the perceived security breakdown is due to natural sequence or induced by a group of people. This is what makes the whole perception interrogatable. people who talk about Arab Spring are capable of inducing folks to stir up fear and panic.
That's true.
Say o text message de Abba. Ora Unyina says, what logic is this? So if the president asks Parliament to adopt a bipartisan approach, does that mean Parliament is working for the president? Professor Nkwidanso's integrity is never in doubt. It has said also Ode Abba. Madam Barbara says, I'm still laughing at the fraudulent trick that has befallen the Tamale Metropolitan Regional Police Commander. That is not how gullible can one be? 550 head of cattle. Was he challenging the Jacobs and characters in the Old Testament in building his stock of cattle? Koswa Nasri, Nanya Okope, and Nkwi Bibrina, Zigaki to Ebina, Afawa, Senior, was Eba. And this one is coming from Master P. Our London. He says, the resident in Ejura should furnish the committee with credible information in their operations. Okay, that's it. Say also Ode Free London. The Abba Samson Akwi says, good morning, Yao. Please, is Elder Ofusuampo for secretive issue still in court? Tell the NDC leaders and their full soldiers we still remember Brass Sami Futu's tape.
Funny enough, and then I'm court.
Sir, anyway,
oh, them so you
say court and then watch any date that
and
the end or more tape on Crawford or Modaso Ekai. I think that well-meaning Ghanaians should rise up against the excesses of the NDC or in the interests of political expediency. If we are not careful, the NDC will plunge this country into war. They have lost out on good performance all these years, and so all they are planning is to lead this country into chaos. The government and the people must be concerned. Okusiku ewadamfa ena odi we ede ebai. Felix Mantey, amufa Charlie Maminti ukakra.
NDC March for Justice. Mame fa purely on issue of democratic principles and any practices. Share the practices of democracy, participation, equality, and in the practice of participation, it be a demonstration, it be a picketing, it be a petitioning, it be a so even organize a workshop. What talk about critical issues for say in your opinion needs to be talked about, and as I will draw a buying attention to certain critical issues. And because most of the times stakeholders say election more a part of democratic principles political parties takes advantage of these practices, no matter at me drum home of interest.
Okay.
And you will be from where we sit and what we have been taught. Say you maybe say we are not so much surprised because practices are in any democratic nation. Say and who say. Ruling and the government in power, whether you are going forward and you are achieving your target or not. In paper, I'm all set up. I'm out to me and yeah, but on the part of our word, say demonstration because of because of perhaps the man can be a KP free moon, send me on back a kafa hunti. It's distasteful to us. Yeah, I am you don't want to encourage it. But any mature democracy are consolidated. They don't see demonstrations as a big problem. They don't see it. Issues are a border on governance, bringing home good governance. To me, dwell on it, no matter. When it's almost changing the style of demonstration out here, at the end of the day, I am mute. So, in my opinion, what you hear me say, in a democratic state like ours, so your demonstration, it must be founded in law. That's the rule of law. And you know, yeah, said demonstration or what TSC said they are going for a match for whatever justice. If the kind of justice they want to know, the only thing is they should bring it out for the whole world to know. Say this is the kind of justice we feel. Say so we are calling on government to provide justice.
What your more letters or more Zongo communities, calling them say they should rise up. Now say nipebi Zongo communities, any Muslims specifically, who deal so.
Obi to say me, I won't give credence to such letters. You know why?
Why?
Because in security wise, it's insightful. And it is wrong to incite people in a democratic state. Say, almost sorry for what? We have to operate within the rule of law. Are you inviting them to come and join you? And I say you are inviting them to rise and bibia emfa asumdwe emro omaina na seden. That is the question everybody will ask. So if you rise so and blah 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 blah, to what end? To what end? Okwanya other states are marked suffer conflicts. Any idea? You make it to a trigger. You make it to a. You cannot live in a world that will say, oh, nothing is good, nothing is going on well because perhaps you are not the one in charge. At least you should see where the wrongs are and bring them out. And now I come some to ensure that there is a change. So what can as a change in it and say a man for the yana? That is where you fight to bring yourself in as a leader over there, influence that change. That is what it should be done. But you don't incite the people, sorry. No one shall say now war drums. No, that is not democracy. And they should know that. And you know, Omoko had much for justice or whatever they call it, and they would they be calling people rise to do something and answer them? No. You have to be in line with the laws of the land. What to me, I present a problem now. Of course, who face if you really believe in democracy, that's exactly what you do. And I'm tempted to believe that they believe in democracy. And you know, some letters, the so-called letters, it will be personal interest, be and person or driving home. And
yeah, personal. This is an NDC.
And are you sure those communities now church or come on? They will hit to their core.
Now say yeah, there be a bit better.
Then that will be so disastrous to all of us because when they wrote it or they sent that letter, me sure say do come out leader. And that leader
maybe the Zongo caucus.
And that leader over be influences say yes sorry and I said then. I sorry within the rule of law. And now say sorry say basa. You get it. You shouldn't at any point in time incite a group against the state. We are no matter what we do, we are one. We are then now say Obi say
two messages na mema menua entoaso na fe yen konkon wiye wala nyon wa kwetia, and he says NDC demonstration is described as male privilege because he that calls for equity must come out with clean hands. Will it be appropriate to list and count the number of crimes and insecurity that occurred in the NDC era as government? NDC is only opportunity seekers, you added. Let the NDC demonstrate for justice for the Zongus. Unfortunately, their performance as government, as against the MPP, is abysmal. And they talk about military brutality. Well, and good. But we remember what has happened under their governance since 1992. And they talk about jobs for the youth. They must have forgotten the Unemployment Graduate Association. This government has not done well, but it has done much better. By their march, they remind themselves of their failures in government. Raymond Osafujan Ewo Kwautafu Ena Ode we ebaye. Of our says why the NDC has no moral justification for going on demonstration, especially during this period of COVID-19. People should be careful about their health when embarking on this useless enterprise. Openi, that's say on so do the about Charlie, you quite be. Oh, throw letters, say NDC caucus. Mumpiu, na nipa bi, be tata cremofo, nipa bi tata. Edi na ye nyina ye je. Sa asem no wate, letter no wanya bi akan.
Menye bi kan ba mate ho asem. Na amofa, ibesu so anka ehye wo ma. Okay. Ne omo ye ne be wie yi ankoma anka so mo hu deda. Enti afi na wo throw letters amanfo mpio inciting kofu. And you see, like I keep saying, you know, NDC always, you know, when they are in opposition and they don't work their way out, say, omo ye ejuma amagana for any aso say bi omo ba beji to me na ombetimi aye bibi. Rather no omadwe omo say they can only feed on the vulnerability of Ghanaians. Say Ghana for one MP and MPP for one Ghana for and san omo nsa betimi aka to me. Eto majuma omo ye nyina ye juma ompese omo ye na NPP for Ghana for, but it's not based on the context of ideas. Say bia omo adwen anase timupo anansusu ye papa bia ene ni ye mo mutumi say omo bedi aban mo omo de be ye juma. No, because bia me can say NPP for opposition no. Now we try the context of ideas. Obeka Ira Mahmoud Baumia one no abe presentation no what show how my womb no the solutions near the account or predictors here be kwa kwasha MFA under NDC no kwen mu ye kwasha se or can say banks bi mu ba be good because Ghana sika sem no ye ntutu ni ye sa banks nso ampanyampa egu ye. That is how responsible opposition we ye juma and win your way to power. But NDC anytime you more opposition, you know, the only means our person omo de back to me no takashi any nyama omo ye no tribalism any inciting people. Eti enya me wan say omo throw letter akoka che ye nuanum bi say me person me body say nipa ko we mo ye take mu for granted nti no mun hwe na mun sorry na mun pi omo no me ka che amanfo so mun sorry pi. Eti ye bu nipa ko bi kwasa na omo de omunim. One now, but you see, I know my dream almost say, Benjamin bread politics and no money gusu. And then any biaba. Radio stations are dozen, newspapers are dozen, in kind social media near. So openly no, among for are increasingly becoming wise. Because I won't say near COVID that by say no. Why not any are convincing and say Ombra to the risk of his life. Non-Bambe Jina Ombambe demonstration for no apparent reason. Etienne no so nipa ni mpia nya wo letter no na be kwa insight nipa ni say momra mesi ni enko ye echire ni enko ye sa ne mawe na me dey increase no kakra metimi aka ni say yen Ghana for na nkasa na wo se e fa ye ho adwen na yesua bibi efim cause obi so opetumi a wo se e challenge nipa no not back on the context of ideas. Wa hwe ye ba be ko 2020 election almost 6 months to election as opposition leader. Ye train our policies kwa on famra won to me famba. Nani dia na say wonam. Okada was at the forefront of his campaign because oni at the papa bia the Magana for. Na yet now amomu feed you on the vulnerability of Ghanaians. No mo ka so ye wan from MPP for ntino ye mo amokwan mo mbra bisa say na policies ben no mo de ba bebu man no. Enu nti na enya wan say every bia ye be ma NDC for kwan say omumbedi oman iso no na afi no oman na aginsem oman ni sika sem atete apasam na nyama nko to the right direction because before mo banankasa no omon planning she na so amike na mo fanya mi na me ka keke o NDC for na mpani for ni bia hu say the intellectual base of their party keeps weakening ye rato ni edu na no bi nsem chofo bi san say Ada na we jai NDC amanyoko ni meetings ni ade ko so on wo nko biem because o call no ma adwen papa bi eni wa mo fa o enti ono nko NDC meetings biem so what I say and now no so a Professor Kwesi Botwe koye report by after 2016 elections no o ka che o mo say it's about time on be mo party na ya akono na intellectuals dey o mo ho agim na timi aboa ma party na e dey develop sa advice o dey be see ne o mu ntimi mfa it is a name some gusu use the same roots and the same tradition is say yenti ehunmu monte so ye inciting kofo in terms of the tribal space yenti chiche nipa mu papa nipa mu emma ntimi mboa ama Ghana fo mu ntete ma yetimi edinkunima who said the same ideology na omede omo pursue yen Ghana fo na wo say ye ma ye nite na ye che omo say sa tricks we no ye hu abroso eti yentimi mama akwanya no emma mu me we still Ghana man nyina a time.
May I say, and this one, lengthy one. Now, Ansana, let me take this one. NDC can organize 1 million demonstrations. They can stage 1 million of agitations. But it will not take them to anywhere because Ghanaians are ready to help MPP to break the 8. No amount of cheap propaganda and lies from the NDC people can stand. Sankidi Ewo Taifa. But as I say, Ode Abba, I say they also are the ambassador. Taifa ambassador. Sankidi Mo near Juma. Taifa ambassador. Felix is a good analyst, all right, but sometimes he doesn't want to say it as it is. Being economical with your presentation doesn't usually spell out real situations or the picture. Felix, I think you can help us more, and I know you can. Wishing your panelists more grace to their elbow. Kuseku ewadamfa. Asemi ya wake opening Felix no mu makanchire ne dada. Ansana.
Janze den usru.
Ya ne wa.
Ade no. Enu dawa. Ebo nchensa.
Ewo ana miso onyina so abetulofo. Anse penifo no mo director se fa bia
na microphone no. Ebraso. Microphone no mo problem nyina ya se bia me kan.
Han mo microphone.
Mo send message no.
Now, so one can say
I agree with them because they want me to speak in a certain direction, but you know, I speak
I'm straight. So
in any political discourse, say, only the issues now, you tackle the issues and provide the solutions. Blaming people here and there. Me, I don't want to be doing that.
Okay.
So, because at the end of the day, we need to meet any financer. I don't know, not Junimuno. Of course, that's how I want to manage it. And it is not good for the state. So, you tackle the issue as it is and then how it could be solved. That way, but going around blaming, the problem will not be solved. It will still be there.
Okay.
And then the people who own who informs one hour, you know. And nobody want to say you are only blaming me for the sake of it. So we pointed out the main loopholes now was some then you go forward. Now my main fact we in you or more demonstration. So people go on demonstrations.
1 minute.
Yeah, 1 minute. What the key issues we were to talk. But background behind the veil, there are certain other interests in there. And in this era now, I push-pull effect cause of Ghana in democracy. I think demonstration now one, behind the veil, the one interest of what I say, they will launch their popularity.
Okay. And they are attention because I'm faster.
That is, I don't know. They are lose relevance.
How you bet me a monitor or social media. I hear social media never cost one. You to not catch on say I say you don't get.
But it depends on how on where you are standing and what
my monitor minimum baby I'm a monitor.
Maybe I know more indicators of the monitor.
My share penny form or more platform. That's why I was informed that more as a mobile. Ernest, I said I or Felix. Also, I say, I was for honey, I did media in a similar idea. I'm a fabo, Chifa, Baku Solomon, Sasu, Mens, and God Nasarbidia, Consulas in Tiabo. I just have my focus at before Agyapong, Kwesi, Nancy, Safu, Ejano, and Afi, Abukarim. More mobile in an answer, there will be a senior mayor, Duma, or channel pay be share programs I would win on radio and on TV at Waso. Macram.
The last time you saw